Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Jovi and Ed.
Good evening, sir.
Attorney, una muna, ano po yung pangunahing aligasyon po talaga dito sa ating third complaint?
So, for me, yung pangunahing allegation will be about the confidential funds. Yun naman yung, yung heart ng impeachment complaint. Yung confidential funds, nasa grounds yan ng impeachment. The allegation being na yung Vice President being the Vice President tsaka at the same time Secretary ng DepEd. Yun. So, nilustay yung hindi kukulang sa 612,500,000 pesos, no, using fictitious individuals. Yung may mga they presented mga resibo, no, pero alam mo
yung mga piatos po.
Piatos, no. Alam mo parang isang pangalan pero tatlo yung pirma, or isang pirma pero tatlo yung pangalan. Tsaka yung isang official ng OVP nagpunta to 4 provinces in one day. So parang physically impossible to do that. Now something happened when we filed the impeachment complaint last year. Biglang lumabas itong si Ramil Madriaga. So yung kay Ramil Madriaga kasi parang ito yung nagbibigay ng missing link. Kasi nga yung mga nag-transpire during the Quadcom hearings, may account doon na paano ba withdraw yung 125 million pesos no December of 2022. And then after that, sabi daw, inutusan ni Vice President na ibigay yung pera to yung isang security officer na hindi naman dapat tatanggap ng pera ng bayan. So yun nangyari doon, here comes Ramil Madriaga saying na, okay, ganito ginasto yung 125 million pesos pinabigay sa mga kaibigan, tsaka kaalyado ng Vice President. So to speak, ito yung nagpo-provide ng missing link. Yung kay
Yes, ano po ang magpapatibay po ng testimonya po ni Ramil Madriaga? Do you have additional po na mga tao na magko-corroborate ng kanyang testimonya? Do you have additional talagang tangible evidence?
Okay, so
papeles,
far, okay, so far, yung kay Ramil Madriaga, yung stand ng mga complainants, even without yung kay Madriaga, Chiki, enough na yung na yung inutusan mong ibigay yung pera to a security officer. That's malversation na . And then, so yung kahit wala yung kay Madriaga, enough na yun. More so kung andun yung testimony ni Madriaga. So for me, wala na. No need for other witnesses na, Chiki. Enough na yung kay Madriaga.
Pero so just to differentiate between this complaint and the complaints filed last year or December 2024, kasing bago dito, I suppose, yung Madriaga element . Has anybody talked to Madriaga, or are we relying on the affidavit that he was supposed to have executed?
Among the complainants, Ed, wala. So, we are relying on the sworn statement ni Madriaga. So, walang pag-uusap between the groups tsaka kay Madriaga.
Nobody has reached out yet to Madriaga?
Not yet.
And he's still in jail, no?
In jail, he is in jail for another offense. Pero yun nga, di ba, para pa yung mindset kasi, pag nasa jail ka, alam mo, takot ka sa security mo, di ba? Pero how come na despite yung physical limitations to your freedom, how come that you have the strength and the courage to come out in the open and allege ito yung mga sensitibong allegations against the Vice President? So it says a lot about the truthfulness of what he's saying.
Pero sir, wouldn't it be, wouldn't it wouldn't it make sense to get Madriaga this early, to get more details from him? Kasi you never know. He's in jail, and you know how what things happen in jail.
Pero alam mo, Ed, yung for purposes of parang yung paggamit ng testimonya niya, enough na yun . Parang yung term na gamit ko, magdadovetail . Withdraw yung pera, nilagay sa bags. Saka here comes Madriaga saying, okay, yung mga na-withdraw, okay, napunta sa mga taong ito sa mga araw na to. So, parang ito yung missing link. Pero Ed, no, we are also being cautious, no? We are not relying on the state statement 100%. Ulitin ko, even without his testimony, enough na yun. Enough na yung utusan mo yung staff mo. Ibigay yung pera, confidential funds, to a security officer who is not allowed to receive. Enough na yun. That should be enough to impeach the Vice President, Ed.
Kasi sometimes people in jail have this tendency to recant din sometimes.
Yes. So, yeah.
Depending on whoever is in power.
So bakit po ngayon nyo inihain yung impeachment complaint po? Ano yung timing? Anong reason behind the timing?
That's a good question. So I have to admit, strategic yung pagpa-file. Yung first decision ng Supreme Court sa Duterte versus House of Representatives, nakasulat doon categorical sa last part Okay, hindi po pwede mag-file ng impeachment complaint earlier than February 6. Pero yung desisyon ng Supreme Court on the motion for reconsideration, iniba doon. Sabi daw, okay, supposedly January 15. Yun yung nagsimula yung 1-year bar. So natapos siya January 15 of 2025. No? So yun yung reason. Yung unang dalawang grupo, they filed earlier than February 6. Yung sa amin naman, just to be safe. So sabi namin, we might as well file this in compliance with yung February 6 deadline. Kaya final namin kanina. So parang kami yung magiging safety valve. Okay, baka naman atakihin legally yung first two complaints. At least may isang natitirang complaint against the Vice President.
It's your fail-safe mechanism.
Yes.
Attorney,
Opo.
over the weekend, naging malaking issue na pumatol si Vice President Sara Duterte. Sa second, yung ikalawa, yung grupo na nag-file ng second impeachment complaint, which is sabi niya, well, pinaint niya to as a political move lang. Dahil ito yung mga pwedeng makalaban nila sa darating na halalan, which is 2028. Dito, kayo sa mga, kayo yung lead counsel, yung mga lumapit sa inyo, ano ba ang pwedeng pa-describe lang kung sino sila at saka meron pang posibilidad na sila rin ay maatake ng ganito sakasakali.
Mahirap, Jovi, yan. No? Mahirap atakihin yung mga complainants. We have priests. Father Joel, Father Buong, Father Edelberto. We have nuns, no? Sister Liza, Violeta, Geraldine. Anong kasamaan yung ma-ascribe mo sa mga taong ito? These are members of the clergy. We also have mga abogado with impeccable record as being as freedom fighters. We have Attorney Democrito Barcenas, his spouse, and then we have Attorney Jalilo de la Torre. Naisip ko na yan, Jovi, parang ano kaya yung sasabihin, if at all, ng Vice President sa mga kliyente ko, wala. Wala kang masasabing masama sa mga taong ito. No? These are members of the clergy. Ito yung mga madre, mga abogadong magaganda yung record. So, I don't think so.
So, rewind tayo ng konti. Paano nabuo o paano lumapit sa inyo? Para lang doon sa kaalaman ng inyo.
Okay, so I think it happened mga a week before we filed December 2024. No? Nag-usap-usap yung mga pare. They said na we need to come up with our own complaint, and somebody called me, no? A friend of yung mga pare, no? Tinawagan, I'm from Cebu. Sabi, attorney, pwede bang ikaw yung mag-draft ng impeachment complaint? Sabi ko, why not? Diba? Ito naman yung trabaho natin, diba? So yun yung reason. So we met a week before filing last year, and ayan, Jovi, tuloy-tuloy na yung group chat namin until now. Napaka-busy these days, no? Yun yung reason.
Sabi niyo kanina, attorney, na yung tukol sa mga pondo talaga yung yung magiging talagang focus niyo dito.
Pero Joey, issues may isang bagay pa, no? Yung threat.
Yung threat na yun na lagi sinasabi nung unang beses nung final to last year before nangyari yung Supreme Court decision, nung nagkaroon na nga ng round 2 ngayon. Dati yung malakas kaya nga uunahin niya.
Yes,
so naniniwala din ba kayo na
yes, saang bansa ka ba makakarinig, makakakita ng isang Vice President na trineten yung buhay ng presidente? Parang pelikula lang, di ba? So, nangyari sa totoong buhay yan, mga kababayan, no? Yung Vice President threatened the life of yung President, First Lady, tsaka yung former Speaker of the House, no? Hindi normal yan. Hindi normal sa isang modern, democratic, civilized nation na yung pangalawang makapangyarihang tao would threaten the life of the first couple tsaka member of yung Speaker of the House. Hindi normal po yan. Yung reason niya, yung justification niya na contingent naman, na kung may mangyari sa akin, so ito yung gagawin mo. Pero that's beside the point eh. The fact is, naisipan mo tsaka ginawa mo yung pagkukontrata sa isang assassin, sa isang mamamatay tao. Hindi normal yan. That's illegal eh. So for that reason alone, no, that's more than enough to impeach the Vice President. So for me, ayan. So if ever this goes to the impeachment trial tsaka sa Senate, I will really move, no, na unahin to crowd na to. Because for this crowd alone, dapat matanggal, maalis na sa posisyon si Vice President.
Pero sir, in the end kasi the people who will be making the decision are politicians.
Yes. So,
politicians who keep their ear on the ground.
Yes. So,
And like it or not, yung mga bitawang salta ni VP Duterte noong November ba yun, 2024, parang it's ibang mundo na eh. In fact, bumagsak siya ng konti dun sa ratings niya, but she's rebounded since then. And ngayon, naumusan niya yung presidente.
Pero Ed, tingnan mo yung movement sa social media, no? Yung na-file yung 3 impeachment complaints, parang bumabalik eh. Parang yung sa kanta, it's all coming back to us now eh. Bumabalik eh, yung movement eh. Alam mo yung yung mga kasama na yung mga bashing, pero yung engagement talagang hindi nawala sa consciousness ng mga Pinoy yung usapan ng confidential fund. Confidential fund.
Sinabi nyo nga, attorney, no, na hindi nawawala yung usapan ng confidential funds. And kanina, as you were talking, it seems na para sa'yo, talagang matibay yung ebidensya, di ba? Para dito sa, yung video, dun sa threatening, and then confidential funds. You also mentioned Ramil Madriaga. Pero what if, attorney, kung hindi ito lulusot, not because sa kakulangan ng ebidensya, but because, it's a numbers game, dun sa numbers sa Congress.
You know,
no? Kasi
politicians with their ear on the ground. Nakikiramdam kung ano yung takbo ng surveys.
Yes.
It's a political exercise. So, what message does this send to sa ating lahat?
Yun nga. Yun yung unfortunate, yun yung magiging unfortunate incident na yung Vice President na nakipagkontrata sa isang assassin. For that, mananatili siyang Vice President, saka magiging President pa in 2020. Parang ang labo naman. Ang hirap paniwalaan. No? It's a political exercise, totoo yan. Pero on our part as Complainant, we just need to keep pushing. Eh. Alam mo, parang pwede pa namang bumaliktad. For example, let's go to the Senate. No? Pag-usapan natin yung Senate now, when we see the numbers, parang ang hirap to convince. Kasi kailangan ng 2/3. Eh. Pero alam mo, alala nyo yung impeachment ni Erap, di ba? Parang when the trial started, when yung mga pundits crunched the numbers at that time, para sabi nila, mahirap makonvict. Pero yung now infamous second envelope, di ba? Yung napaka-simple na bagay na yan, it changed yung opinion ng kahit yung mga aliado ng president. So what we are saying is, just give us the opportunity, no? Just give us the opportunity para ilahad sa publiko yung ebidensya. Yung opinion ng tao tsaka yung mga politicians who will ultimately decide, it could still change.
Yes, okay. Last na lang. Attorney, mga 2 hours before this interview kasi naglabas si Congressman Buong Duterte ng statement about. Ang tawag niya dito ay impeachment spectacle at saka yung ingay about West Philippine Sea ay talaga daw sinasadya para daw ma-divert yung attention to sa talaga mas malaking issue, which is yung kaguluhan ngayon sa flood control at saka yung fact na kailangan talaga babagsakin yung malakas para sa 2028. Impeachment spectacle, ano ang inyong reaksyon na tinatawag na ganyan yung inyong sunod-sunod na pagpa-file niya?
Expected yan, no? They are trying to downplay yung isang constitutional mechanism to extract accountability. Let's go to that issue. No? Sabi nila, ba't yun naman hahabulin? Yung sabi ni Nakaw is 612,500,000 pesos, billions. Yung sagot ko doon, that's what aboutism eh. Hindi naman excuse yan na okay, wag niyong habulin yung nagnakaw ng 612. Habulin niyo muna yung nagnakaw ng 1 billion. Ba't hindi natin habulin lahat?
Habulin parehas.
Diba? Yun na yun eh. Diba? It's not an excuse. Okay, so we have all the resources. File all the cases while we do our part. No?
Yeah.
Impeachment whenever, whoever.
Okay. Chiki.
Okay, maraming salamat po for your time, attorney, at sana ay mangyari ang dapat mangyari. May God's will prevail.
We'll monitor this na lang.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oo.
Thank you, sir.
very much.